to Teachers Off Duty. If you've never joined us before, my name is Rebecca Rogers. I'm R. Rogers World on all social media platforms.
I'm Lauren Woolley, Mrs. Woolley and Fifth on all socials.
I'm Honest Teacher Vibes.
And for the next few episodes, as you guys know...
I don't give out the government name, no. So, no, I'm just playing. I'm Brie Richardson.
I was so confused.
It's an inside joke.
As y'all know, that for, every month, we're going to have a different visitor, a different guest join us. And for this month, we have our friend Josh Monroe. If you've joined us for a long time, you probably remember him from last Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving. We love Josh. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name's Josh Monroe, at Mr. Monroe and Nala on all social medias.
I'm really mad that Nala's not here.
So for those that don't
every
know,
episode, I'm going to say that I'm mad that Nala's not here.
Nala could be sitting right here.
For those that don't know, who is Nala?
Nala is my dog, but she's a certified therapy dog, and she joins me in the classroom.
That is amazing. She's so cute. The kids love her
dog
so freaking much.
Yeah, they do.
When I was in high school, my foster parents had a West Highland Terrier. Love that dog. He peed on my sister's boyfriend, though, as soon as the first time he ever came over, the dog was like, and Murphy was a good dog. He didn't pee on nobody, but something about that ain't sit right. And so he just came up to him and peed on him.
No.
Good judge of character.
But Murphy was a good dog. He's a West Highland Terrier.
I just want to tell everyone, and I'm like laughing about it still, I am no longer allowed to sit in the middle because as y'all, if you watch the YouTube videos, you know that I look everywhere. I was about to start looking that way. And
it's forever been an inside joke here that we need to get Becca a car seat and strap her in and then attach her microphone to her face because she likes to run from the microphone.
I was laughing too loud when she said what she said, so y'all probably didn't hear it. But Becca is no longer allowed to sit in either one of the middle seats because when she turned her head, she run away from the microphone, just like I just did, and we can't hear her, so she only allowed.
I love
to
look at my beautiful friends in the eyes when they speak to me.
Hype me up, friend.
We want to start this episode acknowledging and celebrating Pride Month. Y'all know that we record our episodes in advance, and we didn't even think about the fact that our last couple were in June because we recorded them in April, maybe even April. Yeah, in April. So we didn't get a chance to realize, oh, wow, it is June. So now that we know this is June, even though it's the last weekend of Pride Month, we didn't want to skip over. We weren't trying to skip over it or anything. We just didn't know that our episodes were going to be in June.
Because we film ahead of time.
Exactly. So we want to say happy Pride Month. We love all of you who are celebrating. We see you, we acknowledge you, and we celebrate you.
And teachers can make a huge difference in their classrooms by also acknowledging Pride Month and making their students feel included and feel safe.
100%.
An ally to those students. Because a lot of times those students feel more comfortable telling you about those things that they're experiencing and that they're realizing about themselves than their own family members. So just keep in mind that, kids look to you for a safe space, and we appreciate that.
Sorry, Lauren, I did not mean to interrupt you. I've actually had a couple teachers reach out to me this month and say, what can I do for Pride Month? And, I'm not a part of the LGBTQ community, so, I'm not someone that should speak on, this is how you need,
Right.
But what I try to do as a non-LGBTQ teacher, I try to make sure that all of the students or all the people that I come into contact with just know that I love and accept them as they are, and just that. I love and accept them as they are.
We support you in being who you are.
I think as a teacher, that's really important for us to do, right? Is to be there for them, to love them, let them know I unconditionally love you for who you are.
Right.
I think it's also important that we put things in our classroom that they see themselves with. The books in our classroom need to include them.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and I was just having this conversation with someone else the other day, it's as simple as just having a book in your room where just nonchalantly there's 2 dads or 2 moms,
right.
It doesn't have to be this huge, oh, hey, by the way, look at this book that I have. Just have it there.
Right.
It's as simple as that, as you would have any other regular book.
On that note, I was going to say on that note,
a little bit ago, we were talking about Nala, how Nala is a therapy dog. All the kids love Nala, probably miss her a lot over summer break. But there are a lot of things that
they miss her more than me, probably. They love her.
But the thing is, even though they miss Nala over summer break, there's a lot of things that we as teachers do not miss over summer break?
Where you want me to start the list?
That's what we wanted to talk to you guys about today is things that teachers just do not miss over summer break.
That's the first thing. I don't miss some of y'all's kids over summer break. And I mean at all. At the end of the year, Miss Richardson, you gonna miss me? If I could say hell no, I would, but I can't say that. So I just say I'm just blink 2 times if you're in trouble.
You look straight at the camera when you said that. I want your attention.
Them kids was feral this year. I might have missed some of my kids in past years, but this year, no.
This year's like, bye, get out.
I went to the swimming pool yesterday and seen 2 of them. We took Peyton to the pool. And I seen 2 kids down there in the deep end. They was like, hey, Miss Richardson. I was like, God, dog, I can't get away from y'all nowhere.
No, these, like, I don't know what it is. Well, no, I do know what it is. It was a 2-year pandemic, but these kids this year, crazy. they had something going on because they were crazy. It was like a whole nother beast that I've never experienced. Did you feel like your kids were like that?
Yeah.
Okay, because if Mr. Rogers feels like his kid was like that.
The biggest thing that I've seen talking about the pandemic is that kids were forced to be online, right?
Right.
But they are, at least what I've seen, addicted to technology.
Yes.
And the biggest issue that I had this year was the moment that you try to take a device away from them. And ours are school issued iPads, but if we say you need to put your iPad back in the cart, the emotional regulation that isn't there for kids because they're so attached to them.
Mm-hmm. They can't function. They don't know how to be without them.
And it almost makes me sit here over the summer and reflect on like, hey, what changes can I make in my classroom so kids aren't with a device as much? Because it brings good things into the classroom. Right. But they don't need them all the time.
They don't know.
Yeah, and the problem I had like 2 years ago when we were doing like hybrid teaching. Oh, God. So like everything I did had to be on a device because it had to be something someone could do in the classroom or someone who was at home could do. So this year I still used our Chromebooks a lot, but like I tried to get away from that a lot more and do more hands-on projects and stuff because you're absolutely right. I'm not going to miss those kids like being addicted to their cell phones even or like, you know, the Chromebooks and just like I am not going to miss the comments that come out of their mouth that you're like, you should not be knowing that. Like, why quit trying to be grown? Like, you're 10 years old. Like,
the Chromebooks drove me crazy because the kids came to school, Chromebook wasn't charged, your cell phone fully charged. It's on 100%. And you got the charger with you just in case your phone die a little bit. But your Chromebook been dead for 2 days. Where your charger at for your Chromebook, big dog? I don't know. Somebody stepped on my screen while your laptop on the floor. Your phone ain't on the floor.
Exactly.
I was tired of them Chromebooks by the end of it. I'm sick of them.
I heard that a lot of students would also bring very strange items to school, like especially this year. I had one teacher tell me that literally she was just teaching and a kid just randomly took a sweet potato out of his backpack and just threw it at another kid. You know, just
girl, what you got them yams in your book bag for?
I found out that yams and sweet potatoes are different.
Oh, they are?
Avery and I, we talk about weird things, but like we just had a conversation in the car, yams versus sweet potatoes.
But why every time Becca say something crazy, I be looking at you because I'm like, I need to look at somebody.
It's a North Carolina thing, I think.
Yams or sweet potatoes?
Which I be talking about.
You and Avery. Oh, I don't know. We're just weird people.
It's all right. It's okay. We
have weird conversations, you know, about yams and sweet potatoes.
I know you ain't talking though because the weird TikToks that you and Jordan be sending to each other, I know you ain't talking.
Listen, okay,
that's like the pot calling the kettle black.
I don't even feel ashamed saying this, but like, okay, so Jordan's For You page is like undeniably funnier than mine.
It's better than
all of ours.
Because
mine is literally like just saturated with teacher TikTok.
Oh yeah.
So he'll send me these random I almost cussed. These random videos and I just die laughing because my husband has ulcerative colitis, so you know he spends a lot of time in the bathroom. And like that's when he'll be scrolling through TikTok and he'll send me random videos and I'll just get 8 videos at a time. I'm like, okay, Jordan's going to the bathroom. Like, let me go ahead and look at these videos. And like I started interacting with them and like watching them multiple times to try and get them on my For You page. And I'm slowly changing my algorithm. And I'm like, yes.
Did I send you that Max and Ruby one the other day?
Yes.
That one took me out.
The one about Ruby being awful.
About
that's
making
a whole
that 8-part series.
Yes. Bruh, I was deceased when I saw saw that. That was funny.
That's another thing I'm not gonna miss. I'm not gonna miss how many times I hear about Naruto on a daily basis.
I'm sick of it.
Oh my god!
What about when Squid Games came out? I'm like, bro, you're in kindergarten. How you know about Squid Games?
Listen, my 5th graders were playing Squid Games at recess. They were playing red light, green light, and I was like, oh, red light, green light, okay, yeah. And then they're like, bang, and I'm like, no, stop that. Yeah, I'm like, well, let's play the original red light, green light.
Right,
no one dies.
That's what I thought they was playing at first, and I was like, no, it's from Squid Games, and I was like, what the heck is Squid Games? Well, I went and watched the first episode. I was traumatized.
Yeah, you are not playing that anymore.
I was like, I went and watched that first episode. I wish I could unsee that. I was like, what the heck
I think that could
watching?
be a whole episode, just us talking about things our students know that they shouldn't know.
We need to put that. We need to write that down.
But okay,
that
another thing I'm not going to miss is taking home a stack of papers to
grade,
and then leaving them in my car, not grading them. Taking him back to school and then bringing him back home like I'm about to do something about it, and just the cycle. Yeah,
just took a little field trip.
The collection of papers that I'm just holding in my hostage in my car.
I'm gonna miss y'all's kids not calling my name 50-11 times because I don't know what y'all was doing during the pandemic when they was at home with y'all for 2 years. I guess they just called your name and said, "Mama, mommy, mom, mommy, mama, mom." My 4-year-old don't call my name as much as y'all's kids call my name. I'm not gonna miss that.
You know what a lot of teachers are not gonna miss is admin and non-teachers just deciding they know better.
Yeah.
I had someone send me a story of a mom who was really concerned about school safety, which is good. Being concerned about school safety is a positive. And she's told the school, she just knows that it would be way too easy for someone to come onto campus with like a weapon. And they told her, don't worry, we have like things in place. So she decided she knew better, put a shotgun in her truck and a pistol in her purse, and decided to just come onto campus to prove she could do it. They stopped her right at the door.
Okay.
They arrested her. And she actually argued with not just the police officers, but with the admin who were like, arrest her.
You can't just walk
She
into
was
a
like,
school.
well, I just wanted to test the procedures and make sure that, no, it doesn't work that way.
Right,
You can't,
honey,
but
no.
she knew better than the school. Gosh, is that not crazy? Like, who just decides?
That's terrifying.
That is really terrifying.
Common sense ain't so common no more, girl. You can't just walk up in places with no gun and stay on the door.
Yeah,
and the fact that she just decided I shouldn't be getting in trouble because I was just testing the procedures. Ma'am, no.
Test your procedures at your house, girl. Go to your house.
Absolutely not.
There's one thing I won't miss is the entitlement.
Yes.
That not just kids, but that parents come with.
Yes.
And I know that most parents want the best for what their kid, and they're doing the best for their kid. But the entitlement drives me crazy.
Oh my God. Same.
Raise my grade
100%.
because I want it raised.
Yes.
No,
That's
my kid should
crazy.
get to do this because I said so. Well,
no.
I'm sorry, hun, but it doesn't work like that in the real world. Like, you don't just get whatever you want because you say so. Like,
and you're the queen of parties. Like, I don't know how it is when you
listen. Okay, we're talking about entitlement. I went off on my kids the one day. I was like, because I do those things because my school follows like PBIS and we do like the positive incentives. And so when my class has good behavior, they earn like a bear paw for the class. And when they get 25, we get a party. And, I do it up big because it's fun for me. I'm not going to lie. But like,
I
mean, 100% be looking
right,
good.
But
like, I'm trying to crash
that's
that
how
pod.
we do it. We're going to get 25 pizzas. We're going to watch a movie.
Trying to crash that pod.
Right. I want to throw a party. So it's fun for me. But like, it's fun for the kids. They earned it. That, like, we did a whole bunch of parties the beginning, like, 3/4 of the year. And then the fourth quarter, I don't know what changed, but they were like, I would throw them like a party for spring break, and they were like, "Where's our other party for the bear paws?"
Yes.
And I'm like, y'all just had a party. You get out of here with that entitlement. And I literally said to them, I was like, "Do you know how ungrateful you sound when you just had a pizza party and an ice cream party, and you're asking me for another party?"
Ungrateful.
I'm sorry. What?
Those are the things that I was talking about. Like, we do pizza parties. We do a breakfast party where kids come in early, and we have pancakes and bacon and hot chocolate. One kid comes up and goes, "Where are the eggs?" It's like, excuse me.
At your mama house.
Excuse me. This is out of our pocket.
At your
like
mama house.
I don't like cinnamon rolls. Well, then don't eat
take
it.
one.
Don't eat it.
That's
Then
how,
say
that's
no,
how
thank
easy that
you.
is.
The
Like,
eggs.
And there it is. They don't. The not saying thank you, please, drives me crazy.
See, with high schoolers, we have 100 kids a semester, right? Or at least like I did. And so if I would bring candy for them, you know, it's not like I can take cinnamon rolls or, you know, throw a party for 100 kids. Like, that's a lot. Teachers can't afford that. Right. But even when I would just bring a bag of candy and the kids that were like, well, I don't like that kind. Or do you have this?
Don't get none
I literally have 100 of you. What do you want me to do? I cannot get something that every single kid is going to be interested in.
That irks me because, like, I'm sorry, when... Like, you should know, and if you don't know, I'm going to teach you.
If you don't know, you going to learn today.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
If someone offers you anything, you say thank you or no thank you. You don't say, well, I don't like that, or where's this? Why didn't we get this? Because I am not paying to buy the whole grocery store for all of y'all. I'm sorry. No, you get whatever ice cream flavor I bought, and you can be happy with it.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
And when they have these entitled attitudes,
we just scared the heck out of the camera.
When they have these entitled attitudes, you know what we're always expected to have on our face? That fake smile.
Girl, I wish I would. No, my face be look. My face.
I don't have that fake smile.
I'm so sorry. I didn't have your favorite flavor of candy
Girl,
today.
that must be you because I don't have that.
Right, yeah. My face matched my mind. Get out my face.
Yeah, no. When they know, because like when they'll say something like, you know, I don't know. Let's say we're having an ice cream party and I got vanilla and they wanted chocolate, and they'll be like, well, where's the chocolate ice cream? I'm like, excuse me, and they're like, never mind. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh, so you don't want any?
Next.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm like, you better correct that right now because you're not going to slide that one by.
I don't miss the kids that got an iPhone 13 Pro Max, but they got a 42 in my class. I don't miss that. Ma'am, why he got an iPhone 13 Pro Max? His grade is the 13. This the only 13. I don't understand it. Why does your kid have a nicer phone than me, and they have an F in like multiple classes? Why are you? I don't understand. Make it make sense.
I'm not going to miss the parents that have an excuse for every behavior. Every behavior. I'm talking like the most minute of things.
Everything.
Or even the biggest of things. Everything. Like they just, you know, have something to say about everything their kid. And it's like, when are you going to realize it's not me?
Yeah, those are the hardest things to put up with when parents enable behaviors, right?
Yes. I actually had... Oh, so were you going to test it?
Well, I was just going to say, I had a kid that cussed out a teacher, used the F word, B word, C word, just went off.
The C word.
Girl,
I don't even use the C word.
But the parent then came in and talked to, because he was in my class, me and this other teacher, and said he should not be held accountable for that kind of action because he has a behavior disorder.
It does not matter.
And we said, I understand that he has a disorder, ma'am, but that does not excuse the behavior.
No.
Right.
No, I had a parent, and this kid's out of my room this year, so I can say it now. I had a parent that tried to tell me, like, their kid was taking, like, 30, 40-minute bathroom breaks. And it was, like, literally the last week of school. And I was like, hey, could you just have a talk with him? Like, just let him know he can't do that. Like, we're only allowed to send one kid to the bathroom at a time. Yeah, other kids are waiting to use the restroom. And they, you know, made the excuse of, well, it's his ADHD and he's gonna go regulate in the bathroom. I'm like, if he needs to take a break, that's one thing. Right, I can find a place for him to take a break, but he can't be going in the bathroom for 40 minutes 5 times a day.
Right.
Like, you can't do that.
No.
And it's like, you know, but they're enabling all of these things to continue.
Right.
And I'm like, I get that you're trying to help your kid, but you don't realize that you're actually hurting them in the long run because you're teaching them that mommy and daddy, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa will always be there to get you out of trouble, or will always be there to fight your battles for you, or, you know, you can do whatever you want. In the real world, that's not how it works.
Well, it's also teaching them that, you know, like, oh, well, I can just use this excuse. Like, this excuse is my excuse to why I can do X,
Don't
Y,
use
Z.
a crutch.
Like, I had a student who, this was years ago, who would make, like, beats on the desks, like when kids were working on tests, or when they were, you know, just all the time, really, all the time. It was really distracting. I had numerous kids complain about it. So I just sent an email to the parent just saying, like, hey, a bunch of kids have said that this is very distracting for them. If we can just talk I've tried talking to him. It's not helping. And her response was, well, is he drinking red Gatorade at lunch? The red dies in the in the red Gatorade. You should follow
Gatorade.
him to lunch and make sure he doesn't get red Gatorade,
because
that's what
in high
it
school.
is.
You tell him
First
at
of all,
home that he don't
this
need
is a
red Gatorade.
14-year-old child. I am not following him to lunch. That's not happening. Second of all, if it's a red dye, you tell him. But I don't think that because he had a red Gatorade,
some of
he
that stuff they
can't
be
stop
saying
making
outlandish, boy.
like what?
Listen, I understand. Like, I 100% get it when there are, kids that have medical issues, or if they have, some kind of like a 504, or, even an IEP, or even a gen ed student that has some kind of something they need extra help with or attention for. That's totally fine. But like, let's create a plan for that. Let's not make excuses for it and allow it to continue.
Because we both have kids. My daughter obviously doesn't start school until August, but as parents, wouldn't you feel like we would communicate with our kids' teacher if our kids are having a problem at school, instead of going in and blaming the teacher? Let's work together, because communication goes a long way. Exactly. Like, people ask me all the time, what can we do to change what's happening to teachers? What can we do? What can I do as a parent? Please communicate with your child's teacher.
Or like, stop jumping to conclusions.
Right.
Like, okay, like if I'm going to message you about something as a parent, and like I just ask you to talk to your kid about it, I'm not telling you, come get him, take him from the school, you're going to keep him home. Like, I'm just saying, to have a chat with them about that.
Right.
Like, it's, like sometimes they just go on the defensive, and I'm like, like, I'm sorry if you had a bad experience in school or whatever. I'm not your enemy here. I'm just trying to
And I
help
think
the
a lot
kid.
of times parents take it personally, right?
Yeah.
And we've got to pause for a second and realize we don't need to apologize for our kids. We will talk with them, but that we will help.
Right.
But hold them accountable.
I think a lot of parents communicate with them, and they can't differentiate being accusatory and aggressive and hostile from like actual healthy civil communication with a teacher. Like, having a chat and communicating with the teacher doesn't mean go and throw all these accusations and try to bully a teacher. Like, that's not communicating, that's threatening.
Because what do you say as a parent? Like, as a parent, it's hard when somebody points out something about your kid. So like, Joel takes Peyton to church on Sundays, and Peyton got out of church and she was sitting in the back seat, and Joel said, "How was church?" And Peyton said, "I fight, Daddy." And Joel was like, "What?" And she was like, "I fight, Daddy." And Joel said, "Did you hit somebody?" And she said, "Yeah, I hit somebody." And Joel said, "Well, who did you, what did the teacher say?" And she said, "She told me we don't hit, we don't fight." And so as a mom, because I don't go to church with them, I was like, "Oh no, I need to know what happened." But I did not call and say, "Why y'all wasn't watching, why my kid get into a fight?" No, I called to find out what happened. What did my child do in this particular situation?
Right.
Like, I called instead of accusing them. Y'all weren't watching these kids. That little girl was probably messing with my child. And it was something simple. Little kids fight over toys. Peyton had a toy. The girl had a toy Peyton wanted. So she pushed the girl because she wanted the toy. And they were like, they just talked to her because Peyton a thug. And they just talked to her. And they talked to both of the kids. But instead of me going into calling the church nursery and being like, "Why y'all trash and y'all ain't watching your kid?" No, I asked my kid, because she's 4 now. She can tell me what happened. I asked her dad, who didn't know for some reason. And I said, why you ain't talk to the nursery people before you left? She told me in the car. Okay, you're right. So I said, I called to find out instead of accusing them, because when I heard that as a mom, I was like, "Oh crap, my kid's fighting at school." And it made me feel like, as a parent, I wasn't doing something right because Peyton pushed somebody at school. So as parents, we're naturally, like, when we hear something about our kids, we naturally get defensive. But it takes you being an intuitive parent and being willing to say, "Okay, let me get the full story from my kid and from the teacher, and then we can communicate."
Exactly.
Always two sides.
Always two sides.
Always two sides.
Always.
You know,
Always
something
two sides.
else that teachers are not going to miss over summer break is having to be an adult and ask another adult if they can go to the bathroom.
Man.
Oh my God.
So I my classroom's right by a bathroom, so I typically don't have to deal with that. But my son's teacher was pregnant this year, and she stepped out to go.
God bless her.
Man.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
And she had a rough class.
Oh.
But she stepped out to go to a doctor's appointment. We didn't have a sub because there's a huge teacher shortage and sub shortage.
So the kids taught themselves for the rest of the day.
So I told the principal, I was like, hey, let me go in. Because I wanted to see what it was like. I make stories on TikTok about things that my kid does in kindergarten. But I was like, let me go in. You find a sub for me. So I went to kindergarten.
You went to kindergarten. Okay.
I went to kindergarten and
they got you a sub.
One of our resource teachers went to my class. But I'm in there and I have to go to the bathroom. You can't do that with kindergarten.
Right.
I say it in my videos, kindergarten's a scary place. Right?
Yeah.
They're
okay,
wild.
guys, I got to go to the bathroom. And who else has to go? Well, there's about 10 of us that go, and one kid raises his hand. You going to leave us in here? Nope, now I'm not. We're all going.
I made it abundantly clear there are 2 grade levels I will never teach. It is preschool and kindergarten because they look like hell to me. I just I'll stick with the upper elementary.
Hey,
Thank
I
you.
will say now, how old are your kids?
6, 4, and 1.
Okay, so we both got a 4-year-old. I promise you, I can look like 4-year-olds. You could look at your 4-year-old and be like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. You're the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And they will sneeze right in your mouth. And I'm like, you know what?
Oh my God, that's one thing. I'm not going to miss kids sneezing in my face or coughing. Even in 5th grade, I'll be at like my guided reading table and a kid will just go, hey, right in your, I'm like,
cover your freaking mouth.
That is why I like the big kids. Please stay away from me on that side of the room. Come up
Give
here.
me 50 feet. I won't miss them coming in the mornings eating like Takis, hot Cheetos, and freaking orange juice. Like I'm like, how is that a combination that you not? My stomach will be bubbling right now if I tried to eat.
That sounds like a spicy citrus margarita.
Yeah,
you know what I wouldn't miss? I wouldn't miss
I can't do that.
Candy wrappers in my textbooks and half-eaten apples on the floor in the back of the
Listen, I'm not gonna
be eating, boy.
I'm not gonna miss my classroom being squeaky clean in the morning and then a
tornado
dumpster fire in the afternoon.
Listen,
I'm not gonna miss that.
I tried to. This is what I had to realize. I'm 32 because the 6th grade, when I taught 6th graders, the 6th graders didn't really come in eating Takis. Them 7th graders would come in eating Takis like every day. So I was like, I think I told the story on the podcast before, but I'm going to tell it again because I'm traumatized. I ate some Takis over the one weekend, and I thought I was having a heart attack. It was just heartburn, but my chest was hurting. And I had heartburn, but it was like all through my chest and like down to my stomach. I called my mama. I was like, hey, I was just calling to say I love you because I think I'm about to go to the hospital, but I think this is the end. And so I ate some Takis again, and the same thing happened. I was like, oh my gosh, these freaking Takis
They're
making me feel so.
Listen, I have
You can't eat what them kids eat.
that that spicy Mountain Dew that just came out.
Ew.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, there's a spicy Mountain Dew. So I saw it at the store when Jordan and I were filming a YouTube video, and I grabbed a bottle of it. I was like, this is going to be hilarious to do on TikTok because I don't eat spicy food.
Oh, gosh.
And for me to drink that, I'll probably like choke to death online. You guys will find it hilarious. So I have it. It's still sitting in my fridge, and Jordan knows I got it, and like my brother and his fiance know that I got it. And they're like, did you try it? I'm like, I'm too afraid. Like, I'm scared.
I don't know how they can
do
eat
it.
that at 7 a.m.
They love that
Remember
stuff.
the kids were doing that one chip challenge?
Oh,
What is that?
One
I
chip
did
challenge.
that.
What is that?
You did the one chip
the
challenge?
spicy chip.
Yeah.
What
You
is
gotta,
it?
You like wear gloves when you get it out.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and
Wait,
the kids
what?
were doing that. Okay, so apparently there
Like a ghost pepper chip?
I don't know
It's-
what kind.
I don't know what
was
kind
it?
of pepper
but
it
it was
was.
hot because it started from what the videos and stuff that I've seen. When you eat it, it don't seem hot at first, but it progressively gets hotter. Y'all, they had kids getting sick at school because them kids were like bringing stuff to school, bringing those chips to school and trying them and being like, I bet you won't do the one chip challenge. Man, kids throwing up, kids passing out,
No,
kids
ma'am.
having to go to
What
the nurse.
kind of chip
so
is
it
this?
Took us, I think it's kind of a trend that's faded out, but for a minute, it was like we had to start watching, make sure the kids ain't had those chips.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so I did it at school, and
no.
the kid asked me. I was like, I like spicy things. He's like, you want to try it? I was like, yeah, I can
Did
try
you
that.
know it was hot like that?
I didn't know it was that hot.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I like spicy things. I'll try it. I ate it.
They
I was
suckered you.
like 10 minutes later, I was like, all right, guys, let's go to recess. I was sweating. I felt like I was going to throw up. Mr. Monroe, we've been out at recess for like 40 minutes. I was like, I don't even know what's going on
right now. So my dad loves spicy. Milk. Like when I tell you my dad loves spicy, it is insane. My mom's dad, like my grandfather, his friend has a ghost pepper farm. And the last time we visited, he's offered one to my dad. And my dad was like, oh, yeah, sure. Just popped in a ghost pepper, just ate it right then and there in front of us all. And he just sits there. He goes, whew, that's a little hot. And I was like, yeah. He goes, you know what? I think it's the seeds that are hot. I was like, yes, Dad.
Do you need some water, sir?
Yes, are you okay?
I'm sweating right now just thinking about those pepper.
That was the worst day.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to go to the bathroom because I can do that now whenever I want.
Wait, what?
And it's time to wrap it up anyway.
Permission.
She gonna pee in this chair. Listen, sometimes I feel like I'm gonna pee my pants in my classroom. Like I can't, because you can't leave. But since we're on summer break and we can do whatever the heck we want,
don't have to ask permission today.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom now because I drink too much coffee. But thank you so much for watching this episode and listening to us. Make sure you follow us on all our socials. Check out our new merch that's out. You can go to shop.boardteachers.com to grab yours. And also a final happy Pride Month to all who are celebrating. And we hope you have a great final few days of Pride. And we'll, just keep celebrating you all year anyway. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
All year.
We love you. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.